Remember when XPENG unveiled that female humanoid robot, so realistic the internet thought she was an actual woman? The one that walked on stage like a human model instead of a machine? Well, XPENG just revealed something even crazier. They finally announced the price of the Iron Robot at the Guangzhou Auto Show. And the number instantly changed everything people thought they knew about humanoid robots. Hey guys, welcome back to Next Gen AI, and today we're breaking down the official pricing of XPENG's female humanoid Iron, the same robot that shocked the world just months ago. When Iron first appeared at XPENG's AI Day in Guangzhou, that was the moment everything spiraled into chaos. The reveal didn't just go viral, it blew up the entire internet. As soon as she stepped forward, the same lifelike walk that fooled millions earlier came back to haunt everyone again. The hip sway, the balanced posture, the way her hands floated naturally at her sides, it all felt too real. And just when people were trying to process that, XPENG doubled the shock by bringing out a second Iron, walking in perfect sync like mirrored humans. That's when the online debate exploded. Engineers, tech analysts, all asking the same thing. Is this actually a robot? Is XPENG hiding a human inside? The theories didn't slow down. They multiplied nonstop. Until XPENG finally responded in the most extreme way imaginable. And once they proved Iron was truly a robot, not a person in a suit, XPENG moved straight to the question everyone had been waiting for. How much does this thing actually cost? XPENG finally confirmed Iron's official prototype price, $150,000. But the real shock came from what XPENG said next. Once mass production ramps up, they expect the price to fall to around $45,000, a number that pushes humanoid robots from sci-fi luxury item to realistic purchase within a decade. And this is where the story gets spicy. Elon Musk has claimed that Optimus Gen 3 could eventually hit a long-term price below $25,000. So suddenly we have a price landscape that looks like this. Optimus aiming for the mid-20s. XPENG aiming for the mid-40s. Everyone else still stuck well above 150. But He Xiaopeng, CEO of XPENG, didn't stop at the price. He explained why Iron costs what it does, and honestly, the logic is pretty sharp. More than half of its value comes from software, not metal, not motors. Cars use software to support the machine. Iron is the machine because of software. Intelligence is the product. XPENG has spent billions developing autonomous driving systems. Instead of starting from scratch, they reuse their entire tech stack, vision models, planning systems, sensor fusion, and rebuilt it for humanoid locomotion and manipulation. So they're effectively selling two industries powered by the same brain. Now, behind the scenes, XPENG is already putting Iron to work. Full mass production is targeted for late 2026, and right now real Iron units are already operating inside XPENG's Guangzhou factory, doing repetitive tasks, moving objects, and learning from real-world data instead of perfect lab simulations. And XPENG isn't calling this basic autonomy. They're going straight for level 3 autonomy, borrowing terminology from self-driving cars. The tech powering this is their Vision Language Action (VLA) system, a unified model that sees the environment, understands human instructions, and performs physical actions without constant human. And here's something most people missed. The robot shown at AI Day was version 7. The one XPENG plans to deliver in 2026 is version 8, with completely redesigned hands. The current hands only lasted about a month in factory tests, but XPENG openly admitted this and said durability upgrades are already underway. Quick question for you. Would you trust a humanoid robot living in your home? Or does this future still feel too strange? Tell me what you think. I'm genuinely curious. When Iron first appeared at XPENG's AI Day in Guangzhou, The entire atmosphere in the hall shifted instantly. The crowd wasn't prepared for what they were about to see. Iron stepped forward, life-sized, sleek, wrapped in those clean white panels, and the movement alone was enough to make people blink twice. The posture, the balance, the way the hips rotated during each step. It didn't resemble the stiff gait we're used to seeing from humanoids. It looked unsettlingly close to how an actual person would walk. The reaction online was immediate and explosive. Clips started spreading everywhere within minutes. People slowed the footage, rewound it, zoomed into the knees, the elbows, the waist. They weren't just curious, they were convinced something didn't add up. Comments poured in claiming XPENG must have hired a dancer or gymnast wearing a robotic shell. The argument didn't sound ridiculous to viewers either. The face looked almost too smooth, the joint transitions too natural, the gestures too coordinated. Even some engineers openly admitted they weren't sure what they were looking at. A full-on nationwide argument started brewing across Chinese social platforms, with people splitting into two sides. It's a real robot, and no way, that's a human. People began breaking down the video like it was footage from a crime scene, trying to expose XPENG for faking the entire reveal. Instead of releasing a corporate statement or letting the controversy die out naturally, XPENG did something no one expected. They brought reporters and technical experts into a live demonstration right on a public stage. And then they did the unthinkable. They began removing Iron's outer shell. Piece by piece, engineers peeled back sections of the leg to expose the internal structure. No clever editing, no CGI, just raw, physical hardware on full display. What came into view was unmistakably real. Metal support beams, mechanical actuators, cooling pipes, wiring clusters running through channels, little indicator lights blinking, fans humming quietly in the background. You could actually hear the motors responding as technicians touched the internal components. It felt like watching a surgeon open up a cyborg. The act itself was shocking, destroying your star product on stage simply to shut down rumors. But it worked better than any press release ever could. Before we go deeper, take a second and subscribe to NextGen AI. These videos take a lot of research, so your support makes a difference. Now back to the robots. Now, let's get into what Iron is actually capable of, because the hardware design is only the beginning. A big part of Iron's misleadingly human walk is the flexible spine system. While most humanoids rely on rigid torsos, Iron uses a multi-segment spine design that bends and twists more like an actual backbone. Combine that with the soft bionic fascia, and the result is motion that feels disturbingly organic. This isn't just clever coding. It's deep physical engineering intended to mimic biology. Then there are the hands. Each one carries 22 degrees of freedom, allowing for delicate grips, rotations, and tool handling. XPENG admitted the durability still isn't perfect. During internal trials, those hands needed replacements after about a month of repetitive industrial handling. For light service tasks like guiding customers or lifting small objects, the hands work well. But the upcoming 8th generation version is expected to have significantly stronger and long-lasting mechanisms. Inside Iron's head and torso sit 3 of XPENG's in-house Turing AI chips, the same chips that control their autonomous vehicles. Combined, they deliver 2,250 TOPS of processing power. Iron's mind is built on 3 major AI components: VLT, which handles reasoning and task planning; VLA, which maps intelligence to physical action across 82 different joints; VLM, which interprets what Iron sees and hears. All 3 operate together, letting Iron navigate environments, understand speech, and respond in real time with impressive fluidity. XPENG also revealed something unusual for a robot platform: full aesthetic customization. Future buyers will be able to choose whether they want Iron to appear masculine or feminine, slimmer or fuller, with different outer designs that suit personal preference. The robot's entire body is covered in soft-touch skin filled with sensors that give it a gentler, more comforting presence. XPENG wants iron to feel familiar and emotionally approachable, something you wouldn't mind standing close to. They're clearly planning for long-term home integration, not just corporate deployments. But XPENG is also realistic about where iron belongs right now. They're not pretending the robot can take over heavy-duty factory tasks or clean someone's house tomorrow. The company openly admits that repetitive industrial labor would destroy the current hand mechanisms too quickly to be economical. And home environments are chaotic, too many random objects, too many scenarios that could create safety risks. So XPENG is rolling iron out strategically, starting with controlled environments like car showrooms, retail spaces, and corporate campuses beginning in late 2026. These locations provide predictable tasks and valuable training data without pushing the robot into dangerous territory. What makes XPENG's plan truly bold, though, is the long-term scale they're aiming for: 1 million units a year by 2030. That's an outrageous target for any robotics company. Most of them struggle to reach hundreds of units annually. But XPENG isn't just another robotics startup. They're bringing the entire manufacturing muscle of an automotive giant into the humanoid race. Existing factories, established suppliers, proven assembly lines, and years of experience shipping consumer hardware at massive scale. It's a completely different playing field compared to typical robotics labs. All right, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe to NextGen AI so you never miss the next robot update.